we've built 5 different fusion machines. And then on those machines, I would say the iterations are hundreds.
Working with these devices, it's a constant R&D environment where things can go wrong. Maybe our cryo pump gets saturated and we need to regenerate it, or some electrode starts not working correctly because it sputtered off all its material. The fact that we can break vacuum on our reactors, open them up, modify or install new parts that we just got machined earlier that day, and bring back down to vacuum is a key enabler to our success.
One of the interesting things that happens when you can make changes very easily, it becomes quite a burden to track every single version. We have a configuration log that says that you could go through and look at every one of them, but they happen so fast. We're in the hundreds of significant iterations on the device right now. And you kind of look at each fusion machine as a platform. You have like the really big, maybe long lead items or really complex parts, and we're pretty good at planning those out. And then you have all the nuanced small pieces to iterate on. So big step changes like Lando, and then lots of small iterations that are significant to improve each one of those devices.
The process from going from the initial designs to our final builds is one of our key strengths as a company. We have a fully integrated machine shop here. We have our mechanical engineers all be knowledge experts kind of in the plasma dynamics and mechanisms that we're trying to achieve with these reactors. So we quickly run through our requirements definition, and then we have a very tight-knit connection between the plasma physicists and the mechanical engineers to define what the reactor needs to be. And once we get to machining, it's wicked fast. I come from an aerospace background where I'm used to waiting months and months to get any machine part in, but the folks here can machine things and we can incorporate it into our reactor just a couple days later, which is super impressive.
I think 2.5 months is a pretty standard timeline for how long it would take us to go from idea to in person. Let's say we get better for sure as the years have gone on. Fewer stumbling blocks, especially given the lessons learned from Jin and prior chambers, and so we could roll those into the design process and sort of capture the gotchas before they really get to us.
We routinely sweep up all the lessons learned of the previous fusion machines, and we take those lessons learned and say, let's take like the best of everything. Let's make a step change into the next device. And Lando's one of those step changes. We doubled the radius of the device. We tripled the number of diagnostics that are on it. We put a bunch of tools and processes in place to clean the device and to be able to make it cleanable and to operate that plasma further from the walls so that we get a cleaner plasma and get the impurities removed from it.